Haven't you had enough? God damn it. Haven't you had enough? So I'm playing around with the music levels. Welcome to the show, everybody. All right. We're going to get started here in a minute. I'm trying to get last minute things working. Tonight we're talking boobs and TikTok and accidental ableism. Stand by. Just doing a little more behind the scenes stuff. We'll get started here in a minute. Tonight, again, we're talking about boobs. We're talking about accidental ableism and TikTok. Transphobia. Oh my God. I'm hearing myself somewhere. We're going to have to stop that. Oh, there it is. No, I want to view the broadcast, but I don't want to hear it. Oh dear. I can't get my music syncer to work. Baby Jesus is sad. Oh. That seems to be working.
We tried everything we could, but you know it's never that easy. I tried in every way to let you know. My feelings always get in the way. You know, 'cause you can see through me. I tried but never got far enough. I'd do anything to have you back again. I would risk my life for you, yeah, I do it. I do anything, 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 I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it. I would.
We'll give it 5 more minutes and then we'll get started with this show. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm silly. Oh, God damn it. Sorry, listeners.
Don't give up. You will get by.
The music just died. Or is it my computer? It could be both. Oh dear.
I am an old person. Come.
That's part of my TikToks. We don't want to cover that yet. No dropped frames. All right. Hello, Jonathan. Jonathan, could you do me a favor? Could you go into the Discord and let everyone know that I'm broadcasting while I finish my last minute preparation? I'd love you forever, or maybe until next Tuesday. Hello, Julia. Hola. Oh, that's annoying. That is really annoying. I think my computer is grumpy because I killed the cord on this that actually works. Oh dear. Anyways, we're gonna bring that down anyways. I bet. Yeah, there's my music. All right. I just got to get one linky dink up. Honestly. And then we'll get this thing started. Of course, I just shut my browser. All right. This would be a perfect opportunity to go into the show.
Welcome to the Tea Party with Marty Abernathy, a show by an ultra-feminine, meek, shy, totally unopinionated trans woman that seeks to listen to both sides and does not make fun of TERFs. You've listened to the show, right? You still want me to say this? Well, okay. Here's your host, Marty Abernathy.
All right. Well, as said, we're going to talk about boobs tonight. Not in the way you're thinking. Actually. Just that I had to go put a bra on. So everyone wouldn't be staring at my nipples on screen. So we don't need that. There was a girl on TikTok that actually, and this is my tea. Welcome to the Tea Party with Marty Abernathy. I have some viewers tonight that are my Brazilian listeners, are viewers now. Hola. I think in Brazil now it's about 4 hours earlier than here, so that would be what? 9. I can do math. 5 o'clock. So it'd be what would it be? I forget. It's tarde? Anyways. Yeah. So bon tarde? I don't know. It's night here, actually, though. So, anyways, that's something I wanted to talk about. I have a friend. I want to talk about a lot of different topics tonight, but I want to start out with Jonathan in the chat. He is somebody that does an awesome job on leftist podcasts and YouTube, shows about charity for other people. He literally is anarchism and mutual aid in action. He literally gives until it hurts. So, gives of himself and helps a lot of people. And it made me think about, there are so many people on YouTube and specifically on BreadTube that talk about helping other people. Well, Jonathan does that. He does that with little fanfare. He does that without a lot of people saying anything about it to him, thanking him for doing that. By the way, thank you, Jonathan. In fact, I think I have something for that. Oh, what is that? There we go. There's my sound effects board here. I have a bunch that I don't use, but yeah. So, but not a lot of people give him a lot of credit for that. But this is anarchism in action. It is mutual aid in action. It's what we all should be doing. And I've talked a little bit to Jonathan about this. Some random geek in the chat. I've been thinking about it hard because I have a friend that I met via Facebook who is trans. And she's trans in Brazil. And she is, and I'll try to put these in the show notes. But in fact, I think I can probably put it in the chat. But she is a photographer in Brazil. And she's trying to make a living being a photographer. She's just using her phone. And she's killing it. But she struggles because trans people are... Brazil is a country of great contrast. There is a lot of beauty, a lot of... I've been learning Portuguese a bit. I still joke. I have a little baby, a picture of a little baby. And I say, this is my Portuguese achievement level. It's that of a small baby. And now I have the hiccups like a little baby. But she does some fantastic work. And in fact, I'm going to see if I can bring up some of her work. Give me a second. So, okay, well, I'm gonna switch over to the yes, Jonathan linked in the chat to our charity links, which that in and of itself I'm proud of. All right, let me open OBS here and switch over to my browser screen. So this is Devilia. And she does some amazing photography. And it's make me log in, and I don't want to log in on this one. This is some of her photography here. She does amazing photography with just her phone. I mean, she is a brilliant photographer. She's a beautiful model. And let's see. Well, I'm not going to do that. Anyways. She's got a Patreon now, which I will link to in the chat later at the end of the show. But to me, it's one of those things where we need to help each other. And I've been talking to Jonathan about having something that's a little bit more condensed, and seeing if other BreadTube or, anarchism related YouTube podcasts or video casts will actually just add this into their feed. They want to talk about mutual aid. This is like basic 101 mutual aid. So I would like to see people, and this is Devilia's page, by the way. We need each other. We need to depend on each other, especially now in ways that we haven't needed to in a long time. So, anyways, you can see the numbers down below if you want to call and talk. But yeah, we need each other right now, especially to help. The thing is, I'm in a position to help, and I have no problems doing that, because if I have something, I want other people that I care about to have survive and have a good life. So, anyways, so the next topic I wanted to talk about is kind of sensitive. I want to play a few TikToks. 3, actually. Let's see if I can fiddle with this. So this is one of the TikToks. I need to bring this down.
Doing the most. So let's talk about ableism, and let's talk about you doing the most. So ableism is discrimination against people with disabilities. The term spaz is a derogatory and offensive term to those with disabilities. I did not know that until today. In my life, I grew up with people saying spaz, and they didn't mean it in your kind of way. It just meant like somebody went crazy, or someone was doing the most, or something like that. Like, oh, I'm about to spaz out means someone's about to lose it or break it. And I understand how that is very offensive to the disabled community. So I did apologize to one TikToker, but that wasn't enough. I couldn't change the caption of the video, so I said, instead of spaz, I'll say pop off. According to this TikToker, that's me saying spaz again. People say pop off all the time. And in no way am I comparing it to someone being disabled. people in freaking everything they do be like, hey, yo, pop off, sis. So I can't say pop off now. So let's talk about ableism and let's talk about you doing the most. So
All right,
ableism.
that was one of them. And then I just clicked off the other one, I think. Let me see if I can get this back. There's definitely some problems with that last clip. One, that she apologized for ableism and then used another ableist term. But yeah, so that was kind of that was a bit cringy. I'll see if I can get this.
So let's talk about ableism.
Yeah, that's the one we just watched. In fact, let me see if I can just go to her. Here is the second one. I think this is the second one.
An excuse isn't an apology, but I said I was sorry, and then I explained why I didn't know and why I know now. You guys are doing the absolute most. Never did I think that people will look at me as someone that would be so hateful and so disgusting to say a phrase that would be so offensive to people when I advocate for to go against that. My whole TikTok is about this movement of people understanding. And so for me to understand and then change my ways, but it's not enough for you, there's even other people saying that they didn't know it's offensive themselves, but this person keeps going on every video to shame me and to try to bring me down about something I didn't know and that I still apologized for. And on top of that, this person is laughing about it. Like, what are you trying to do here, honestly? An excuse.
All right, and that's the second one. And then the third one is this: there isn't any sound to it. She just says, "I acknowledge I was wrong. I won't use the phrase again, but don't say I never apologized when I did. And for everyone judging me for not knowing, there's no excuse, or there's no exposure to disabilities in my life where they are offended by that word, and never heard anyone be offended by it." So, and then she goes on to say, and for anyone saying it's like the N word, I will honestly tase you. Well, first of all, I really like this TikTok user, content creator. She's brilliant on so many things, especially when it comes to talking about like, especially for white people, stuff that she says she calls them black facts. Black facts that you didn't know. And she's brilliant. But this is something where she's being she's missing it. And I understand that this is painful for her. What bothers me is you get a lot of content creators especially on YouTube, where they'll talk about being canceled. And I'm like, I get that this kind of thing hurts when you fuck up. I'll tell you a little story. I fucked up once. I've done it multiple times. But this time I did a piece about RuPaul, and I used some expletives. One of them was faggot, which I feel I have the right to use. I've been called that since transitioning. I've been called a faggot so many times, and I am bisexual. So no matter how you look at it, I'm queer. But I also did spell the N-word out as it was typed. And as a white person, that's a no-no. I got roasted by some of Black Twitter. And while the post about RuPaul was dead on, I mean, it was basically saying that RuPaul, he was saying that the T word, saying tranny, is something that's appropriate and it's okay to say. And it's like, dude, you have no right to say that. This is like intersectional theory 101. You don't use derogatory terms for communities. They can use the terms. That's why rappers can use the N-word all day long. And as a white person, you cannot. But what she said in this video, I hate to say it, but it reminds me of listening to a white person talk about their accidental racism. First off, this actually non-apology, because if you think about it, people with disabilities, if you want to talk about a genocide, people with disabilities have been the focus of genocide since we have history. You know, they would throw people out of buildings and kill people because they were disabled. So to say that she's going to tase somebody, that it's somehow ableist terms are somehow not on par with the N-word. Sorry, I disagree. Literally, I mean, you can say this like about the T word. It does not have any equality with the N-word. None. The history is not there. The oppression is not there. But when you're talking about ableism, I'm sorry. There's been just as much of a genocide, just as much as discrimination and hatred towards disabled people through history as black people. That is just a fact of history. So, A, that's an issue. B, she actually used another ableist slur in her apology. So I'm just like, damn, this reminds me of white people trying to like fall over themselves to make an apology for being racist. And it hurts when my first reaction when I fucked up, because basically what I did wrong was I spelled out the N-word in a tweet, and that is wrong. I should never do that as a white person, even if it is repeating someone. You just shouldn't do it, because it's essentially it's like coming out of your mouth. And if words are coming out of your mouth, they have a certain impact that when those words come out of somebody with somebody that's a person of color. It's context. All this is context. So you really, it doesn't matter. And that's the thing too. If I run over your foot with my car and break your ankle, if you're talking about damages, intent matters. It does matter. But if you're talking about harm, then no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you fucked up. The harm's been done. And at that time, after you've done that harm, it doesn't matter. Your feelings are not, and I can't believe that I have to tell a black person this. Someone that's spouting black facts on TikTok, that's brilliant at doing that I have to talk about this. But just because you screw up, no one owes you acceptance of your apology. And it's hard to believe that someone that's talking about black facts on Twitter in such a great way can't understand that. I think maybe she's just blinded by her own hurt. And that's the thing. Social Justice Demon asking the chat, what's up? We're talking about a person on TikTok, black TikTok creator that made said a slur and then made a non-apology and then made another non-apology and then ended with this tweet playing on her TikTok page. So, what I would say is, unlike, I'm not as pretty or as young as ContraPoints. I'm not as feminine as ContraPoints. But what I will say is, when I was, quote, canceled, that what I did was stepped back. It hurt. It hurt me that I hurt other people. And there's been other times in my life. One time, a really, really dear friend, somebody that I love, said to me that she was in pain because of feeling like she was older and had gained weight and become invisible. And because, I'd grown up around, Eddie Murphy's Delirious and Raw videos and the whole black women being proud about being fat, which that in and of itself, him making that joke isn't racist. Me watching that and thinking it's funny, that is racist. Knowing the difference in that kind of woke me up a little bit, but and I felt like shit. I felt awful, but the damage was still done. And she didn't need to accept my apology for that. It's not her responsibility to accept my apology. The only thing that I can do is offer it and learn from what I did and not do it again. When it comes to BreadTube, when ContraPoints fucks up, that's what she should have, instead of going on, they're just gonna come after me forever. You're not owed an apology. You're not owed forgiveness for an apology. Even if it's the perfect apology, you're not owed anything. You give it and you hope that the person accepts it and you move on. You learn from it. So, yeah. I hope that Miss Tiana Nicole, I think it is. Tiana Nicole baby learns from it. By the way, I've been a user on TikTok for a bit, but I haven't been a creator. Well, that changed today. I want to share with you guys. I was on TikTok for a whole 5 minutes. Or my first TikTok video was up for a whole 5 minutes. before I had some transphobia going on. All right, here's my TikTok. Here, let's. This is my first video here.
Somebody said that I was Matt Lucas.
Oh, no. This is my first one.
I am an old person coming to invade TikTok and ruin it all for you young people. Why, when I was your age, I used to have AOL.
Yeah, so that was my first TikTok. Because I am old, okay? And the people there are being 25 on TikTok is considered old. I've literally seen 25-year-olds being called old by kids on TikTok. So I just wanted to kind of I wanted to talk about this Miss Tiana Nicole baby user and the stuff going on with her. But I didn't want to start out with that. I didn't want to start out my TikToks being super duper negative. So yeah, that was my first foray into TikTok. And but it gets better. So I did this. This is my For You page.
Am I on your For You page? Probably not, because I'm an over 50 anarcho-syndicalist, binary trans woman, and born in the body of a non-binary trans woman with complex PTSD. So, hi myself. We're here alone. Am I on your For You?
So that was my For You page entry. So literally the very first comment. The very first comment I got was literally, men should not be women. 5 minutes. My video was up not 5 minutes here. So this was my response. Yeah, because I don't care. And like any other social media platform, especially video, which this video feed is terribly hard for me to do. From like, there are times when I stop doing the show, stop streaming, and literally the dysphoria is so bad that I literally have to go right to bed because it's just overwhelming. I can't stand to look at my face for a long time. And then literally I got, let me see. That was my For You page. What was this one I did?
I'm on TikTok because I learned it from watching you.
Yeah, I sent that out to some of my friends.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok because I watched your videos.
So I did that one. Well, on a further comment, another transphobic comment said that I look like Matt Lucas, which I went and looked at him. He said, I look like Matt Lucas in a wig. And this is what I said to him.
Somebody said that I was Matt Lucas in a wig. If you're going to be transphobic, be creative. Go with somebody more like Alice Cooper. That's better. Come on.
Because seriously, like, I look nothing like, you can pull up many guys and say that I look like them. I know that I am gender non-conforming. I don't care what people think when it comes to Twitter or TikTok or anything like that. And that I am Teflon when it comes to that. But because I'm just like I'm just like yeah, delete. I honestly don't really care. And then I can I definitely could go for not that. Oh dear. Dear. I was thinking more of that's what I did. I went ban, ban, ban. By the way, some random geek, that's for you. I'm not banning you, but I believe that is from anime. Am I correct? So, anyways, yeah, that was my day on first day on TikTok. So, yeah, there you go on that. So, anyways, I'm gonna bring some music up. This is really, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm gonna bring the music up a little bit though. If anybody wants to talk, hit me up in the chat. And I'll give you the Zoom password, or you can call the phone numbers. We can take your call that way. Otherwise, I'm gonna shut this mother down. I'm sad down here. My music repeater is not working. Baby Jesus is sad. Some random geek. You always also used to walk 3 miles back and forth in the snow just to go to school. We didn't even have schools back then. What are you talking about, Jonathan? We didn't have schools. Jonathan put up a link to this show and said, Julie, I'm going to be talking about boobs. Sadly, it's about my own. This is like I'm on TikTok. I don't know the words of this song. I'm not gonna be a good lip syncer. By the way, I just here. Let me put this up here. Oh, I'll bring this down a little bit. So, when I was talking about Davilia's photography, some of this is a bit over 18. So, but this is actually her photography, which is amazing. She's got a mix of stuff on here right now on her Instagram. Let me bring it up. Oh, it's already up. Huh. So, like this, man, this is the kind of stuff she's doing. She's doing this with a phone.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. Got my head spinning, no kidding, I can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm on your magical mystery ride, and I'm so dizzy, don't know what it means, but I'll be alright. My head's underwater, but
That is so cool. And like literally, like, I mean, just some of this stuff is just so creative and beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. And she's pretty, of course, but her photography is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And she's doing this with a phone. So, anyways, I hope people. I hope people support. We can get people to help her follow her dreams and let her be able to survive on what she wants to do. It's hard for being trans in Brazil. It's one of the most dangerous places in the world for trans people. More trans people are murdered in Brazil than anywhere else. So, I'm going to go to my own Patreon. This could be scary. By the way, I have 2 patrons that are awesome. And I haven't asked if I can say their names, so I won't. But thank you very, very much. It's appreciated. I feel like an old person. Because I am. Oh, dear. At least I found it. We don't have any posts up yet, but this is the Patreon. This is Devilia's Patreon. Chat. Oh, I just got kicked out of my own chat for posting a link. Oh dear. Anyways, Jonathan, I need your help because I'm not in the chat anymore. I guess I could go to YouTube. There we go. Now I can get out. I can see my own chat. I don't really need to see the video. I don't need to see more of myself. But yeah, that's her Patreon and her Instagram. Oh, let's see if I can share her Instagram on here as well. If you can support her financially, that would be great. If you could support her by Instagram, that would be great too. But for somebody that's trying to live and survive, money helps more than anything. And what's really good is that the Brazilian real, which that's the equivalent, that's their money, is for every pound is 6 reals. So the exchange rate is really good. So any help that you can give to her is very, very helpful, and it's very because of the exchange rate, it's very good. By the way, I'm not sure if you know, but
You're listening to the Tea Party, part of the Trans FM radio network.
that's right. And also you might remember that
Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when we go live.
that's right. Click the little bell down. Where is it? Over there. I don't know where the bell is. Don't hate me. Anyways. Now I can't see my forever chat. So I am going to stop. See, it's like I planned it that way. Except more music came on. That's it. That's the stream for tonight. Thank you all for coming, Jonathan. Thank you for saving me more than once. Yeah. So take care, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. And to all of my friends in Brazil. Fuck. I forgot what good night is. When it's morning, I can say bom dia. Anyways, I'm learning. It's only been 2 weeks, so I feel like I've learned quite a bit. To my Brazilian listeners, obrigada. And yeah, that's it. Have a good night, everybody.